Hi everyone, it's Miss Suzanne. I wanted to share with you a short video that's just kind of a brief review on the forward roll, cartwheel, and a bit more on handstands. And I want you to know also that in the next week or two, I will be posting more detailed videos, like 4 or 5 minutes on each skill. That way I show lots more of the varying stages and work on little drills that we do, things that we do in tumbling class. So also just want to make sure that everybody talks with their parents before they try any of this stuff. Make sure that before you try it, you have a safe place to do it, somewhere that you're not going to be kicking walls or like when you don't want to. In other words, enough space, big enough space, and also no like hard furniture around that you could possibly fall into. So anyway, just make sure that you're safe. And if you don't have somewhere good to do this stuff, it's okay. Just keep working on the stretching and conditioning. And do make sure that before you try any of this stuff, you at least stretch your wrist and your legs some. I would love it if you did my whole stretching video first, but if not, at least stretch your wrist some, especially before handstands and cartwheels, because if you don't, they will hurt very soon after starting. So here goes. The first thing I'm going to demonstrate is the forward roll. All right, so remember that we start preferably with our feet together, but they don't have to be. Some of my kids find it a little easier to have their feet apart. It makes it a little less scary, but you're going to stand feet together or apart, reach your hands out some. And the most important part is that you look at your tummy and you keep looking at your tummy so your head never touches. The first thing that touches the floor after your hands is your back, all right? So I'm going to reach out and then stand up, all right? The goal is to be able to stand up without pushing up off your hands, but it's okay if they have to do that to begin with, especially my younger kids. And while I'm on the whole younger kids part, when I move to cartwheels, I'm going to show the cartwheel the way my kids that are maybe 8 and up typically do it, unless they're in gymnastics class. I do have at least one 7-year-old who is in a gymnastics class who has a cartwheel this way. So the goal here is to make sure that your cartwheel goes in a straight line. You start in a lunge, put your arms by your ears. Whatever foot you have in front, that hand is the first hand to go down. All right, so parents, if you're helping your kids, if they put their right foot in front, the right hand goes down first, all right? And your hands are turning to the right. Obviously, if it's left, it's left. All right, so I started my lunge, all right? I kick straight over my head, try to keep my arms by my ears. You don't want to reach down. Everybody likes to reach down like this. If I did that right now, my legs would go this way and I would hit the wall. I don't want to hit the wall, so I'm going to do it with my arms up and kick straight over the top. I bent my leg at the end because I was afraid I was going to kick the wall, but I was fine. And then finish. All right? Now, for my little people, I'll get more into this in the cartwheel video, but their cartwheels will look something more like they stand with their feet just a little apart. If we're going to pick the right foot, we put the right foot a little bit in front. We turn our hands like this, and we get our legs over, all right? So just like this and that, okay? Or for my really young ones, you can even try just turning and jumping, all right? That's the junior cartwheel, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're at that point right now, okay? Next, for handstands, most of my kids are still doing handstands on a wall or doing handstands where their hands are on something, they're picking up with their hands on something so high they can't fall over and hurt themselves. So at home, I want you to work on them mostly against the wall, all right? You can do it 2 different ways. The kind that we've been doing most in the studio is this. Hands down, walk your feet up a wall. All right, try to make sure your shoulders don't lean in front of your hands. That's what makes you fall. You want to grow tall, don't sag down. So nice and tall. And then you can walk in to get closer to the handstand. All right, And make sure that when you come down safely. Don't stay up so long that your only option is to crash down, okay? The other way you can try a handstand, if you've got that pretty good and you can hold it pretty vertical, is this. So you're gonna go have it where if you are in your lunge, you know that you can reach your hands to right in front of the wall. So you'll go arms up, have nice tight straight legs so you don't kick the wall. Nice and tall. Make sure your head stays between your arms and you're peeking at your hands. All right, then step down and finish. All right, and then finally I have a few kids who are doing handstands and can handle doing it without a wall. All right, so arms are up. Make sure your arms stay by your ears. If you reach your arms down like this, you may fall or roll, which you don't want to do. The further out you reach with your hands, the safer you are. That was a little bit short of all the way up, but that's okay. I actually prefer that in the beginning for you guys to make sure you're safe. All right, and the last thing I want to show you guys, I've got a couple kids that are already working on vertical handstands and working on the bailing out safely thing, and I've taught you the way you cartwheel out a handstand if you've kicked up too high. For this one, I'm actually going to start with my leg. I want to be back here so you can see more. So I'm going to bend my leg here as I kick up so I don't hurt myself. But actually I should explain first. So I'm going to kick up to a handstand and I start to go past vertical and fall over. Obviously I don't want to crash. So what I'm going to do, I'm a righty. So that means I do cartwheels this way. That means when I'm falling over in my handstand, if I pick up my left hand, my body will just turn and cartwheel out. All right? So if you do right-handed cartwheels and right-handed handstands, you pick up your left hand when you want to cartwheel out of a handstand. Reverse it if you're a lefty, okay? So, do this so I make sure I don't kick the wall. All right, so if I go up and I'm gonna fall, I just picked up my hand and I twisted out. Try one more time. See, just cartwheel out. All right, you can also tuck your head and roll, but unless you have a soft surface, I don't suggest you try that until you come back to see me. All right, I'll be working on the other videos that are going to be a little more detailed for each skill, and I'll get them uploaded in the next few weeks. I hope this helps in the time being, though.